Hi, I'm Bobby, and these are my fragrance notes. I've been really looking forward to making this video. Today I'm going to feature two fragrances. One is a classic that has become somewhat of a signature scent for me, and another is a bonus that I've become very fond of and that we will unpack a little bit more later. To begin, this is a widely available fragrance, Bleu de Chanel. It's incredibly versatile. I use the eau de parfum version of it as opposed to the eau de toilette. And I think an important distinction to make between those two styles is that traditionally that refers to the level of concentration of the essential oils in a fragrance. But I think it's very important to note that it's not just the strength of the juice or the essential oils that changes when you go from a toilette to a parfum. The accord can change as well. So the eau de parfum is distinctly different from the eau de toilette. In my experience, I used to have the EDT, and it was a bit sharper and more fresh. And this, it has a bit more musk and is a bit smoother and deeper to me. So remember that, it's not just the concentration that changes between those two things. I was excited to share about this because I think it brings up some interesting talking points in the world of fragrance. Specifically, designer fragrances like this can have a very mass appeal to it and can kind of get a bit of a bad rap. In my opinion, this is an excellent fragrance that I highly recommend. It is very versatile. For me, there are four notes that stick out, especially with this. The top note being grapefruit. It has a very beautiful citrus quality to it right off the top. It also has a patchouli element into it that is more towards the middle and base notes of it. So grapefruit, patchouli, it has a bit of a white musk. So it's got this kind of creaminess to it that I really enjoy, this smooth quality to it. And then underlying all that is a personal favorite, which is cedar. It has this very rooted, grounded cedar element to it. Those are the four that I pick up specifically that combine to create a very masculine, approachable, versatile, classy scent. This is definitely something that I can see wearing to the beach, as well as putting on top of your suit. In addition to the idea of like a designer versus a niche fragrance, a designer being something that's made by one of these big brands, and a niche fragrance being something that has almost more of a specific vision to it, or even a memory that it's trying to recreate, and that is generally made by a smaller group or company or house or nose or individual. With a designer fragrance, they have that mass appeal, and there's nothing wrong with that really. If you enjoy it, good for you. And if it's getting compliments, wonderful. Who doesn't love compliments? Which brings me to another concept that I'm interested in, which is, why do we wear fragrance in the first place? Specifically, do you wear fragrance for yourself or for other people? As with many other things in life, I think that this is an interesting thing to talk about, but it does present a bit of a false choice, meaning that I think it's essentially both. I think you can wear something for yourself, especially if it's a niche fragrance. Some of these niche fragrances that I've encountered are so specific and so strong and so unique and have such a perspective and a voice that they aren't things that I would necessarily want to wear all the time or on every occasion. But I would love to wear them even just to enjoy personally because they're such a piece of art. So in instances like that where you encounter something that is just such a unique experience, you could even just wear it in your house if you're not going to see anyone that day, and that's a wonderful thing. I think fragrance can have a huge effect on the way that you experience life and the world. It can make you sit up straighter. It can give you confidence. If you get a whiff of something, it can remind you of something. It can change the way truly that you feel at your core. And I think that's one of the most wonderful things about it. So in that way, it is absolutely for you when you're wearing a fragrance. On the flip side, I was just having a conversation with someone recently about how if you choose a right fragrance, and that it's really special and unique, and especially if it's got a substantial, significant projection on it, you can almost make a statement without saying anything when you walk into a room by wearing a certain fragrance. And that brings with it a certain level of confidence and is an echo of your personality that is definitely for other people to experience. If you want to make a statement before you enter a room and even open your mouth, or you just want to get some compliments and feel good about yourself and have people remember you and recognize you, or even surprise someone, you can wear fragrance for other people as well. So I think it's both. You can wear fragrance for yourself and other people. Depends on the context and what your priorities are, really. The other fragrance that I have today is not meant to be worn on yourself at all, but I really was excited to share it with you guys because it's incredible. It's just absolutely wonderful. It's called Cedar Floral Escape, and it is made by Spa Room, and I purchased it through what is now known as Bed Bath and the Great Beyond, because I believe they went out of business. But this is an essential oil that I've used in my car, actually. I have diffusers in my car because I like to keep that space really nice and fresh smelling. And this is just something that I highly, highly recommend. I wanted to read out the notes specifically because I think they're really excellent and interesting. It has cedar wood, which I love, from Bleu de Chanel as well, that cedar note. Orange on top. You'll often see citrus in the opening notes of something. Eucalyptus, which I would absolutely love to find a good eucalyptus fragrance that captures that sweetness and that cleanness really nicely in that herbal green note. This has lavandin, which is not the same as lavender. It's a bit more herbal. It's in that family though. It has lemon, cassia, cinnamon, so it has this excellent warm spiciness to it. Frankincense in this, which I'd be curious to know if anyone has ever smelled frankincense in it on its own. I have not. And ylang ylang essential oils. So this is a wonderful combination of things that is just really, truly spa-like and very warm. It's got these spices and all these different elements to it, and I would highly recommend finding this if you can online. So, super versatile, highly recommend if you're looking for something. It's definitely shifts towards the masculine side of things in a really classy, well-balanced way. Really versatile, again, is a big. Versatile and classy are the big ones for Bleu de Chanel. The Eau de Parfum. I can't really smell this on myself. It's almost like an article of clothing that I put on. The Eau de Toilette, I definitely picked up a bit more. It didn't last quite as long, but that's another interesting thing. People have told me that this just smells like me, and I think it works so well with me that it just kind of all blends together, which is interesting. And then the other is the Cedar Floral Escape, which works great in my car. Thank you guys very much for watching, as always. I look forward to making some more content very soon, and enjoy the rest of your fragrance journey for the day and moving forward.